Hiya, this is the last example for solving cubics. And if you have a look at question 7 in the textbook, it says use your calculator to find at least one linear factor of this polynomial, blah, blah, blah. And I've just chosen 7a here. 2x cubed minus 22x squared minus 250x plus 2574. And we have to factorize it with the idea that once it's factorized, we could solve it. Okie dokie. So, because it says use your calculator, I'm going to switch to my calculator now, and I'm going to show you a little bit of background knowledge that you may or may not be aware of, so forgive me if you do know this already, but once you've created a calculator, you can actually define polynomial functions within the calculator screen. You don't have to go to a graphing screen, and then from that you're able to use that function rather than having to type it out a bunch of times. So if we just go f1 of x, and then instead of using the equals sign, we're going to go control colon equals, and that means define equals or becomes equal to. F1 of x becomes equal to, and then we put in the formula. Do you reckon I can remember it? 2x cubed minus 22x squared minus 250x plus 2574. What do you reckon? I think that's right. Done. That's nice to know, isn't it? Now, the good thing about that is that once you have got that in your system, you can then just do things like go f1 of minus 1, for example. So you can actually test it to see whether it's going to be a factor by the factor theorem. So what I'm thinking of is, like, imagine you're given this question in the exam and it's worth 3 marks, or you're told it's in the calculator section, or you're told to solve using the use the factor theorem to factorize, or something like that. So you actually have to show some working out, but you want your calculator to do the grunt work of doing the calculations. Well, once it's written in here, you can effectively just try different factors. I'm nowhere near it, so I know I don't need to go higher than that. I can also see there's a common factor of 2 here already, so f of 2 is f of 2. That's nice to know. Oh, I know why, because I didn't put the 1 in. f1 of 2, 2002. So I'm nowhere near, am I? So I might just try other factors of 2,574 to try and get there. But I can tell you now that under menu and number, you can get factors out. So factors of 2574, close bracket. So it gives you some other factors you can try. These are the prime number factors, but then you can multiply the prime numbers together to get other factors. But I can try the prime factors first. So I can go f1 of 13. Oh, that gives me 0. So I know that x minus 13 is a factor, for example. So if I was doing this by trying to find a linear factor, I've just found one. X minus 13 is a factor of this thing here. So that would be handy. Having said that, though, if it was only worth 1 mark or whatever, I certainly could go to the menu button, go to algebra, and I could go to either factorize or solve, depending on whether we had equals 0 or not. So I'm just going to use factor here. And again, I can just go f1 of x. I don't need to fill out that whole thing again. I just have to go f1 of x, close the bracket, press return, and there we have it. 2 times x minus 13 times x minus 9 times x plus 11. So there's the 11 there. There's the 9 there, effectively. 3 squared equals 9. But it might have been that 33 was a factor because 3 11s are 33, that kind of thing. You never know. But there you go. So there's the factors of f1 of x, and f1 of x being that whole expression there. Probably, if I was thinking a bit more clearly, I probably would have taken out the common factor of 2 first, and then defined x1 of x as x cubed minus 11x minus 125x minus whatever half of that is, plus, sorry. And that probably would have done it for me in the calculator. Not that it makes much difference in the end, really, but it just shows a little bit of working out on your way kind of thing. Particularly if it was worth 2 marks, I'd probably do that first, because it shows that I've hooked it first, and it means that the marker can see that I know what my first steps are in factorising. Take out a common factor first, then factorise the rest, and then solve for x, maybe, potentially. Anyway, I'll leave it there. That's probably enough. So don't forget those special functions in your calculator. You've got the factor function. You can define a polynomial function just by using f1 of x, f2 of x, f3 of x, and you can use the factor of a polynomial in order to factorize it. Notice it's the same function: factor a number or factor a polynomial, and it'll work it out for you. Okay, that'll do from me. I'll leave it there, and have a go at exercise 6D, question 7.